What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, though? What's good, people? I know it ain't good, but what's good? What up, though? I gotta say it. I gotta say it. What up, though? What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? Well, another day, another L. Y'all saw the title of the video. Welcome in, guys. The Carolina Panthers should be ashamed of themselves. Should be ashamed of themselves, man. I hope so. I hope they are. I hope they're ashamed of themselves, man. This today was bad. It was bad, man. the only saving grace is that nobody really cares. Like as far as like the greater NFL, I guess, news cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares because the Panthers are bad and the Bears are just like whatever. You know, like, but this is not good, man. This is not good, man. The team, I don't even know how to wear my hat. I got a haircut, so my hat's fitting different now. But today was bad, man. It was a long game too. It wasn't like just like what it drug on so long. I mean, some got injuries. We got offense that can't do anything, put up 10 points. Defense, they can't stop a running nose. They cannot stop a running nose. It's just, it's bad, man. It's bad. Like, today, it was a lot. And we're going to talk about it. Let me get in these comments. J47, what up, though? Kellen, what up, though? B Deuce, what's good, man? What up, though? Going to be a long season, yeah. Raw Walk, what up, though? Eric Ridge, what up, though? Mock draft time, Jesus. Slick, Vic, what up, though? Jorge, what's good? What up, though? How does it feel like the last 5 seasons on replay? Exactly. Defense is hot. What up, though? We are not taking no Quinn Ewers, bro. He is not. He about to get his job taken. He getting his job taken probably by Arch, ain't he? Arvera, what up, though? Yeah, do not touch quarterback. I know some people say, we need to take a quarterback on day 2. No. Wasted time. We need players everywhere. Everywhere. The song still go hard. It does. Ken Jones, what up, though? I think that's all the what up, though. Yeah, moment of silence. Yeah, Lo said moment of silence, bro. It's bad, man. This is bad. Yeah, that's a good point. Lunchbreak Hot Take, what's good, bro? What up, though? Baltimore got a huge win today, but the Panthers did not. Shout out to my guy Omar Tillman on the super chat. He said Caleb cooking is going to be shown all day tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't seen much of it. I sat around and just stared at the TV for a while. I also watched the 4 o'clock games because I had a prize pick slip on there, which cashed. Thank goodness. Woo. Shout out to Prize Picks for saving my Sunday. Well, shout out to Josh Jacobs more so than anything. Matt LaFleur wasn't trying to get me paid. He didn't want to run the ball. But that's another story for another day. But it made my day a little bit better. But I don't know, man. I haven't seen it yet. Swab Smooth, what up, though? Said on my BMF. Don't even bring up cute. Yeah, exactly. People are like, why would you want a quarterback? People want to pass up on a guy like Travis Hunter to go get a quarterback. You tripping. You just want somebody else to blame. We got so many holes. Tyler Haley, what up, though? T Green, what up, though? All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's start with the box score. Start with the box score watching. Oh gosh, this is ugly. So the Panthers lost 36-10. As you can see, we gave up 30 unanswered points. 30 unanswered points. Let's look at the numbers. Andy Dalton put on a Bryce Young, like he did his best Bryce Young impression with 136 yards passing, 4.9 yards per attempt, and a pick, and 3 sacks. That's a Bryce Young like stat line that we've seen recently. Interesting. 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 That's something new, right? Andy Dalton came back down to earth with that performance. Bryce Young came in mop-up duty, 4 for 7, 58 yards, had a nice little throw. Of course, he got sacked as well. 4 sacks on the day. Let's look at the other side. Caleb Williams. He had not broken, 250 yards all season probably. He had a career day. We're back to being that get-right team. We should be ashamed of themselves. The Bears' offense has been putrid. They have been carried by their defense. Their defense carried them today too, but the offense definitely did its part. Caleb Williams, 20 for 29, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, only sacked once. A QBR of 84. That's insane. This dude, we have become the get-right team. We're back to doing it. If everybody, usually if you tripping, if you can't run the ball, if you're looking for a new contract, if you're stuck in a rut, look forward to playing the Panthers. We are officially back to being the get-right team. It's embarrassing, man. They should be ashamed of themselves. This is a rookie quarterback that has struggled. We saw DJ Moore every other week pouting. DJ Moore had a blood and guts game. Look at these numbers. DJ Moore, 5 for 105 and 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore went berserk. Like the narrative just keeps going, bro. This is a legit blood and guts game. Legit. Steve Smith style blood and guts game. DJ Moore 5 for 105. And I don't really even care about the trade sucks. I mean, I don't really care about it is what it is now, water under the bridge in terms of the specifics, but in terms of just the optics and just the narrative coming into the game, you want to DJ Moore is going to want to have a good game. You know? You know that, right? You know coming into he's a great receiver, but you know he's going to want to have a good game, right? You know they're probably going to want to try to give him the ball, right? Why do we not have J.C. Horn following him? And Mike Jack has been solid for the most part. But why did we not have J.C. Horn following? I don't get it. I really don't. J.C. Horn made a play or two. But why not match him up consistently with DJ Moore? And I know we play a lot of zones, so you can't if DJ goes in a slot, you can't really do anything there. But I don't understand, man. I don't. I really don't. I don't understand. Let's look at the run game. Chuba, phenomenal day. 13 carries, 97 yards. He had that beautiful 38-yard touchdown. But the fact that Chuba Hubbard only has 13 carries is a travesty. It's a travesty, man. Why does Chuba not have 17, 18, 19, 20 carries? And don't tell me that the game got out of hand so we couldn't run the ball. You had plenty of opportunity. Plenty. You took the lead to start the game. Keep going back to him. I don't understand why you have a guy that's clearly the most consistent and probably the best player on offense right now is Chuba Hubbard. And you don't give him the 13 carries. 13. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Feed him the ball. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. The lack of I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more. But we give up, 30. Some of these carries obviously were Neal's. You take 3 carries minus 4 yards. So it's a little bit, the yards per carry is a little bit skewed because of that, because Tyson Bagent came in there and just took 3 knees and got the heck on. But Jalen Coker, our leading receiver, lead with catches, leading in yards. Jalen Coker, undrafted free agent rookie wide receiver Jalen Coker from Holy Cross, was only activated because Adam Thielen was hurt. But with the injuries that happened and some inconsistencies from everybody else, Jalen Coker was the only one that did something. That's not good. They should be ashamed of themselves. They really should be ashamed of themselves. But you let the guy that you know you needed to stop go crazy. 5 for 105 for DJ Moore. Just big play after big play after big play. Dalton, 2 fumbles. Chuba, a fumble. Tommy, a fumble. We had 3 total turnovers. They had none. Trevin Wallace had 15 total tackles. He had a very, very productive day, man. Shout out to Trevin Wallace in his first start. He had a lot. He was very busy. I'm anxious to see in the film. I'm sure there's some plays he didn't make, but 15 tackles. He had those back-to-back third down, then that fourth down stop. That was huge early in the game. That was one of the only stops they got all day. But Trevin Wallace was very, very active. Very, very active. But let's talk about it, though. I just don't understand. I really don't, man. Like, the offense, man, we have a running game. We have a great run blocking offensive line. I think today in pass protection, it showed some things that I had kind of suspected. I've talked about it on Twitter, how fast the ball has been coming out. The time to throw was very, very fast. So that takes a lot of pressure off of your offensive line. And the quick passing game was something that we were capitalizing on. But today, I would have to look at the film, but it felt like Andy was holding the ball way longer than normal. Was it because he was unsure? Was it because nobody was open? That's to be seen on tape. But the Bears, they had a plan. I don't know if they were just taking away the first read because we said, hey, we're going to Deontay. He's the first read on every play. We want to get him the ball, and hopefully it sets up everybody else. It sounds good when it works because it actually sounded great to me last week. I was like, dang, it actually sounds pretty good. I mean, it worked. Hey. But, like, when it doesn't, when you see today, when you have these bigger, more physical corners that Deontay isn't matchup proof. He can get open, but he's not matchup proof. He's not a dog after the catch. He's not physically imposing. Not over athletic, very, very capable wide receiver, but you start seeing the limitations. And we had no answers. This team completely looked unprepared today on both sides of the football. They should be ashamed. They really should. Top to bottom. This. There was a lot of hype around this game, man. You guys know, we've been talking. The Bears fans been talking. We've been talking. Obviously, you know the number one overall pick from consecutive years. They had our number one overall pick and took Caleb, the trade, DJ Moore, all that stuff that goes with it. There was a lot that went into this game. If you don't think the players understand what was on the line, you're being naive. The players understood this. The players understood what all was going into today's game. It's just not good because the Bears. I mean, they what 3-2, but they're not overly impressed, especially offensively. Offensively, they have not really done anything this year. They haven't, and so for you to let them have a day like today, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because now I'm like, okay, we need we need Adam Thielen that bad. Is Adam Thielen missed that much that we can't do anything without him? Xavier Legette finally gets a target and a catch. Where was that? Where was that? Where had that been all game? I think he had a great game last week, and then he gets hurt. But then I'm hearing in the post game he was healthy enough to play. He's probably going to play next week. They didn't want to put him back in. It was that out of hand already that they just didn't. They was holding guys out. So up comes Jalen Coker. Jonathan Mingo. Lord have mercy. And I was ready. I was ready for an apology. I was ready for an apology, man. I was ready for the apology tour. After what I saw in camp, what he was doing, I was ready for the apology tour. I was ready for it. I was about to come to the front of the congregation and confess that I was wrong. But it's just something missing, man, with Mingo. I don't know what it is. I really can't put it like it's something missing. There's something missing. And I don't know what it is exactly. I don't. Like, football just seems difficult for him at times. I don't know what it is. You know, some guys make it look easy. They're naturals. He has natural hands. He's such a natural mover when he runs routes. He's so smooth. He makes it look so effortless. That ain't Jonathan Mingo. Jonathan Mingo makes football look hard. He makes it look difficult. And I just don't understand, man. I just don't understand what it is with Jonathan Mingo. Something is missing. I don't know if it. I don't know if he's thinking too much out there. I don't know if he's just his brain is not locked in because he's so like he's pressing. I don't know if like the offseason of them bringing in receivers, drafting a receiver has really got to his head. So now he's in his head. But like the NFL, man, it's all about confidence. And if you don't have it, you're lost. You're lost. Said Mingo told TMJ, hold my beer. Bro. Steve Smith had me thinking Mingo's gonna be a dog. Yeah, man. yeah, we were wrong. I think it may be a wrap for him, for Mingo. I don't know. I don't know. But the play calling, man. Matter of fact, timeout. Can everybody please stop what you're doing? Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up, please. We got 164 people watching, 36 likes. Can we get some of them likes up? Take 2 seconds and it's free. Let me get to this super chat. Christian Batres, appreciate you on the super chat. So is it just me that thinks the receivers are as big of a problem as our defense? Maybe slightly less. Maybe I'm tripping. Our weapon's still weak, but D needs addressing big time. I think the gap is the defense. The defense is priority-wise, defense up here. Receiver, we definitely need some more dynamite receivers for sure. Somebody that's matchup proof, that like it don't matter what the defense does, they can't handle them. Like we need, yeah, we do need one of them, but I just think there's so much more missing on defense that receiver is a little bit down. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit down the line. It is. But no, I mean, yeah, you have a day like today, and people are talking about draft, and I hate to do it, but I'm just saying, in terms of next year, I think we should really go BPA. We can afford to add talent anywhere. Now, preferably defense, but I just don't think there's anywhere on this team that couldn't use an addition of talent or an upgrade. Name a position. Name a position that we don't need an upgrade at. Maybe on the offensive line, but I could make a case that we need to be having a succession plan for Taylor Moton and clearly Austin Corbett at this point. So like this team needs help everywhere. You know, so it's receiver is not a high priority, but it's definitely a need. It could be upgraded. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So it's yeah, I appreciate y'all with the likes. Keep them likes coming. We still had a good wave of it came in, but we still got a lot of people watching, not a lot of people liking. It really helps me out, that engagement does in the algorithm. But yeah, it says sucks because free agents don't even want to come here. Exactly, man. Like, it's a vicious cycle. We don't have money. So like you have to either overpay to get guys to come in, and we don't have the money to overpay them. But typically, that doesn't work either. The Jaguars had all that bread a couple years ago when they paid Christian Kirk. They spent a lot of money. They just got their first win today. They were worse than us. You know? So that's what it is, man. But they got enough money to buy and make chicken. Even them prices done gone up because of the inflation. They used to be $1. But let's talk about this offensive play calling, man. And I talked about it before in my Canales episode of the Panther Banter podcast that it was going to be growing pains for Dave Canales as a play caller. But he's definitely clearly lacks discipline. And that's an issue. And it's an issue that a lot of play callers in the NFL face. The run is not sexy. The run is not pretty. The run is not cute. You can look at all the numbers and say that, okay, hey, I know running the ball and being able to run the ball is a recipe for success. There's so many benefits of running the ball. And fortunately for us, that is the one thing that we can actually hang our hat on, is running the ball. That's the one takeaway you should probably be able to get is that, okay, hey, good, bad, or indifferent, we are able to run the ball when we run the ball, right? But we don't run the ball. Like Dave Canales, I just don't understand why he keeps going away from the run. I just do not get it. I don't. Like Chuba Hubbard has been consistently the best player on our offense. He doesn't have up and down days like that. He shows up, he runs hard, he tries to maximize every opportunity. Like, Dave, run it. Run it, bro. There's way too many benefits of running the ball for us not to do it. And it would fix a lot of things we have. The defense can't stop anybody. At this point, if the defense is on the field, bad things are going to happen. That's just kind of what it is. We're going to talk about how bad they are and specifically, but that's just the general idea. If you run the ball, move the sticks, turn the clock, you keep them off the field. Because again, anytime the defense is on the field, something bad is probably going to happen. That's just what it is. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. Can't get to the passer. Can't get off blocks. We don't get penetration. The defense is just all around no good. Poo. They're poo-poo. Run the ball. Turn the clock. Be stubborn with the run like you said you would. Like, you go like after Chuba's touchdown run, it took forever for you to get back to get back to trying to run the ball. There's no way Chuba should have 13 carries. 13. Chuba almost had 100 yards again today. He had 100 last week. He almost had 100 again today, even though you only gave him 13 carries. And people are saying like, oh, most of Chuba's yards came on one run. Bro, Chuba had a 38-yard. He had 97 total yards and 38 yards on that one run. If you take out the 38-yard run, he had 59 yards on 12 carries. That's 4.9 yards per carry Chuba was averaging. Almost 5 yards per carry outside of that touchdown run. 5 yards per carry outside of that touchdown run. But Chuba only has 13 carries. What? And don't tell me that, because this is the excuse I was given before. Everybody wanted to blame Bryce for everything. What can we do when Bryce puts us in a hole because we can't score and then like we're down and we're losing because we can't do anything? And I'm like, being down 1 or 2 possessions in the first half is no excuse to abandon the run. You just lack discipline as a play caller if you're abandoning the run in the first half when you're only down 2 possessions in the 2024 NFL season. That's just the way it is. There's just no reason why you shouldn't consistently run the ball if the game is not completely out of reach. And the game pretty much got out of reach because you didn't run the ball. You went up 7-0. They answered, which is fine. The game is still in reach. We're talking first, second quarter. You're only down what? A touchdown, maybe 2 possessions. And you're still not running the ball. These are issues that popped up with Bryce. These are consistent no matter what. This has been consistent all season. The Chargers game. Chuba breaks off the longest run of the day. Chuba's yelling at the sideline. Robert Hunt's yelling at the sideline. Like, keep running the ball. That's how we do it. Getting hype. What happens? The next play, we come out and empty. Nobody in the backfield. Chuba split out at wide receiver. What happens? Bryce Young throws an interception. This is against the Chargers now. Against the Chargers. Bad thing, like just they're yelling at you to keep running the ball. You don't, and something bad immediately happens. What happened today? We finally go back to the run. Chuba breaks the run. He's looking at the sideline, yelling. What do we end up doing? Then we drop back the pass and we got a sack. Or no, Tommy, that was when Tommy ended up fumble. We drop back the pass, throw it to Tommy underneath, fumble. These are issues that are consistent. And like I said, Dave Canales is gonna be a work in progress. He's still new to this, so I understand. There's a level of grace that we are going to afford him. But something has to click. Something has to click that your defense is not, nobody's coming to save your defense. The defense doesn't have anything to hang their hat on. They don't have anything to hang their hat on. At least you on offense have the running game for now. We'll see how everything shakes out with the injuries up front. But at least you have the running game to fall back on. But you don't even do that. Shame. Shame. They should be ashamed. It should be ashamed. Shout out to my guy Christian on the super chat. Said need to get Chuba 20 touches a game. That should be the goal every week. Every week. Dude is in the contract year. He averaged 7 yards per carry today. Like, you control the clock. You keep the other defense off the field. You can make them creep up. You set up play action. You get opportunities down the field. You tire out their defense. They can't pin their ears back. It literally sets up everything. But coaches these days do not have the discipline to commit to it. They don't. Shout out to my guy John on the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Except for my guy Dunk. It's tough, bro. Keep pounding, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. This is tough. It's tough, man. It's tough for real. You said it. It's tough for real because, like, it doesn't matter, bro. It just feels like stuff is the same. It feels the same. It's bad, man. It's bad. Cause like Chuba, man, like we talked about it last week, and I said it. It felt hot, but it ain't hot no more. Chuba is the best player on offense right now. Skill wise, I mean, we could debate offensive line. I know Robert Hunt plays pretty good, but Chuba is probably the best player on offense right now. It's really hard to debate it at this point. In terms of consistency, Chuba has been the best player on our offense. In Big 2024, this is crazy to say. Because like I said, some of these people, they hated Chuba early on in his career. But he's developed, and I would think he's, without just like going down the list, he's playing like a top 15 running back. He's been effective like a top 15 running back. Let's see. Like he's been doing it, bro. Like it's he's been doing it, man. And it's time he gets his flowers, bro. It's time he gets his flowers. It's not a hot take anymore. So at this point, we have to start looking at Dave Canales like, why aren't you giving our best offensive player the football more? Right? Like, because that's what we're saying, right? We're saying that Chuba is the best offensive player. So, like, it's time to start asking the question, like, why are we not giving our best offensive option the football more? It's a valid question because, like I said, the one thing we can hang our hat on from a week-to-week basis is Chuba Hubbard doing his thing. The only thing that's going to cap Chuba Hubbard is the coach and the play calling. That's literally the only thing going to get in Chuba's way. It is. Said you were the best player on offense. You know he leaving. It's the Panthers way. But I mean, that's where we are right now, though. And like I said, Canales is he lacks some experience, so it's going to be a learning and growing process as a play caller. Because you see it, I was watching that Packers game. They won, but Matt LaFleur, they struggled for a bit. They did not want to give Josh Jacobs after the first drive. Jacobs had a great first drive. They did not want to give Jacobs the football anymore. It took them a while. It took them a while to get back to I don't understand why some of these coaches, like I said, it's not, you have to be disciplined. It's the ultimate sign of discipline. Running the ball is not going to be pretty every play. You're not going to always get positive yards. You may get negative yards. Every run is not going to be a home run. But the accumulation of the carries, you stay with it. 4 yards here, 5 yards there, even 3 yards there, that's a tough run. Then you pop one for 10 yards. And then you hit one for 38 yards like we did. Like, you stay with it, man. You stay with it. You got to stay with it. Somebody says waiting on Brooks. I just don't. Why? Why? There's nothing to wait for. Because to me, if you're talking about we're playing Andy because Andy gives us the best chance to win, if it's all about winning, do the right stuff. Do the right things. Run the ball. Like, come on, man. Oh, my God. It's so frustrating. Like, and, yeah, I cut my hair, guys. It's just, and I don't, and I want to win, man. I hate being negative. People love negativity, man. It's misery loves company, whatever expression you want to say. I just do not like making such negative content, bro. That's why I never really make my film breakdowns. I try to keep it positive. I try to find the bright spots. But like, it's tough, man. Week in, week out. Appreciate the compliment on the cut. It's just tough. But like, we today was just like bad, bro. Mingo, who knows what he's doing? Jatavian Sanders, Mr. I don't drop any passes, dropped 2 of them to hit him in the hands. I know he's a rookie, but like, my goodness, bro. One of them was wide open on the sideline. And then everybody wants to talk about body language and all this and that. Andy Dalton was clearly frustrated today. He didn't have a good day. But them drops will definitely get to you. The drops will definitely get to you. Shout out to Christian on the super chat. He said, knowing the Panthers, we're going to end up letting Chuba walk in free agency. Canales needs to keep to his word and call plays like Wilkes was when we had 200 yards rushing. Exactly. He said he was going to be stubborn. Be stubborn, bro. I don't think anybody would be mad with us being stubborn with the run, especially with the way the pass game looked today. The way that the pass game looked today, like, you gotta, I think, making adjustments in the game. You have your game plans, but I think making adjustments is the sign of a good coach. But hell, the Bears aren't a good run defense. They gave up a lot of yards last week to the Rams. The game plan should have been to run the ball anyway. Not to play into their hands with the good corner they have, the good DBs they have, the good D-line they have. That should have never, it doesn't make sense. You're playing into their strengths. I don't get it sometimes, man. Run the ball. He said, who cut me up? My guy, Marcus. My guy, Marcus Cash. Shout out to my barber, Marcus Cash. I cut it off. Y'all know I had the nappy fro. So now I got the regular low cut fade. I ain't got my waves yet. I gotta brush my hair some more. I just got it cut, so I ain't had a chance to work on my waves. I was busy this weekend at a birthday party. But like it's like it feels like did we spend all that money on guards, on Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis? We spent all that money just to pass? We brought them here to pass protect? Is that what we did? Like we spent $150 million in total contract value just to have them pass protect? I'm pretty sure they can run the ball as well. Like there's no stipulations in their contract that say that we paid them to only pass protect. And yeah, I mean, Styles of the Game has said it. Like people run on us all day. They have success. They win games. Like the formula is on the opposite side of the football to just see how we're being beat. They run the ball on us. Even the teams that suck at it. The Raiders, they're not good at running the ball. They tried, though. You know what I'm saying? But the offensive line, man, the injuries, Taylor Moton, elbow. Austin Corbett, bicep. I think Austin Corbett may be done for the year. Brady Christensen hurt his bicep last year against the Falcons in the first game. He was out for the year. So we'll see tomorrow for more clarity. But more likely than not, Austin Corbett is out for the year. Another vet starter is out for the year. Two of them out. And so we had a nice run so far as a top flight offensive line. And we talked about it, like getting the ball out quick. You don't have to pass protect that long if you get the ball out quick. Now the system covered it up. Play action, move in the pocket. Not that many straight drops. You put them in advantageous positions. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we're gonna see. Today felt like a regression to the mean, and I don't think it was all on them because Andy had some time early in the game. I just think guys couldn't get open. I just think guys couldn't get open because, like I said, Andy had some time early in the game on some opportunities, but he had to check it down. He had to check it down. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Luke Cage, on the super chat. Said Jaden Dan's going to put the whole Panthers team on season-ending IR. Toothless pass rush and an offensive coach that hates running the ball. Goofball tendencies. Keep clowning. Bro, the best thing to do to protect this bad defense would be to run the ball. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Like, we could come out in the wishbone next week, and I still think we're going to drop back to pass 30 times a game. It's frustrating, man. It is. It really is. Because we used to have standards. Our defense used to be fierce. It used to mean something. We used to have standards. It wasn't this, oh, well, we want to see 30 points a game, so let's just mail it in. I don't care about our defense. We used to have standards as fans. Now everybody just wants to be entertained. I'd rather watch us lose to the Bengals like we did last week than lose whatever. Well, guess what? We're losing that. We're losing like whatever again. We're back to that. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming. Losing is losing, bro. Losing is losing. We beat up on some bad defenses. Let's just tell the truth. The Panthers beat up on some bad defenses. Bryce Young was horrible, but he got smoked by good defenses. We beat up on bad defenses the following 2 weeks. And today, we played another good defense. And we looked more like the first 2 weeks. I mean, am I wrong? Did today not look more like the first 2 weeks in terms of running the ball, but not running it enough? Trying to pass, and then only end up with less than 150 yards passing from our starting quarterback? Can't throw beyond the sticks. Trying to throw it. Throwing interceptions down the field. Inaccurate when we go down the field. Miscommunications. Throwing checkdowns. Drop passes. Like, man. Shout out to Michelle Yvette on the super chat. I appreciate you. Said, right, Don. What happened to run the ball? Seems to me Canales panics when y'all are down. Is B9 y'all not still the only problem? Look, these are issues that are consistent regardless of who's at quarterback. Like I said, it was just way too convenient to blame Bryce Young and overlook. I think people forgot that people want to blame it on the injuries. It's not. Our defense has been bad from the first drive of the season. We got smoked over the top by Rashid Shaheed and Derek Carr against the Saints. 59 yards. Miscommunication in the secondary, blown coverage. Chargers, we're in the red zone. First of all, we let Quentin Johnston go deep over the top. He beat J.C. Horn. And then he catches his second touchdown because of a blown coverage. Miscommunication. He's wide open. Like, these are problems that were consistent before all these injuries. The injury excuse, the Bryce Young excuse, those are way too convenient. They're way too convenient. These are issues that have been around, independent of that. You have to be able to put Bryce Young and your feelings about him aside. I've already made peace with it. It may be over for him here in Carolina. We'll talk about Bryce. It may be over for him here. I think he'll have better days ahead. It just may not be with us. Just the way things are trending, unfortunately. And I really, really wanted stuff to work out for Bryce here. But you have to be able to put that stuff aside and look at what's going on. And I think so many people tried to put too many issues on Bryce when the defense has been poo. They have not been able to tackle. They have not been able to stop the run. They've been miscommunicating in the secondary, blown coverages, not staying in your gap. They can't get close to the passer at all. I mean, they're just straight up social distancing from the quarterback in the pocket. They can't get close. And when they do get close, they can't get him on the ground. It's bad. It's bad. These are consistent problems. Consistent problems. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's one of the things where you plug one hole and like a leak pops up right behind it. Patchwork. You build your roster with patchwork. There's no stability, no consistency. So the plan that's being put in place by one group, it has to get undone. You have guys coming in. You have one coach trying to undo the transgressions of the last coach. He doesn't get enough time to do that. He's in the middle of his process of doing that. And so he gets fired. A new coach and GM come in and try to redo what was going on before. It's just a vicious cycle that we've been on. A lot of it has to do with David Tepper. Well, 1,000% of it has to do with David Tepper. Let me not be nice. Does that mean not be nice? But Bryce Young comes in, first attempt of the game. He throws a downfield on a scramble drill, dime to Miles Sanders. And it's like, okay, what the heck is going on? I was shocked to see Bryce come in for one. For two, I was shocked to see him drop a dime on the first play. Move the ball. But of course, turnover on downs in the red zone. It was fun while it lasted. But you get Bryce Young in there on mop-up duty. Dave Canales gets asked after the game, hey, did you want to get Bryce in there just to get him some experience, get him some reps, stuff like that? Nah, I just we had too many injuries up front, and so I wanted to take Andy out so he didn't get beat up. What? 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 Would you run that by me one more time? You didn't want to get your veteran 36-year-old quarterback who's not in your future plans. You didn't want to get him hurt. So you put in your number 1 overall pick, who from reports say that you want to get back in later. You're trying to build his confidence. You just need him to sit back so things slow down for him. You may go back. You want to go back to him later. Like I said on this, I've said on this channel, I wholeheartedly believe Bryce Young is done as a Carolina Panther. I think he's over. I'm not gonna say he's done. I think it's over. There will be opportunities like today with the injuries to the offensive line. There may be more hits on the quarterback. Unfortunately, we don't know what's going to happen. And then the season could just be so cooked that we go back to Bryce after the bye or something like that. We may see Bryce again next year. But I just think long term, I don't think it's going to work out for Bryce Young here. I just don't think where we are as a franchise and what Bryce Young needs to fix and what Bryce Young needs to be successful, I don't think that timeline is going to work out. I don't think the timeline and alignment of what's needed on both sides is going to work out for a path of success for both parties together. I think Bryce Young needs to work on his footwork. He does need to sit down and let his pocket presence needs to get back to being better how it was and not leaving empty pockets. But we also need way more weapons. Bryce Young is not good enough to not have good weapons. He'll probably remind you of Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa is only going to be as good. He needs them elite weapons. He needs them elite weapons. And so I think that's the type of quarterback Bryce Young's going to be. Yeah, it sucks that we took him first overall and he needs that much help, but it is what it is. Every quarterback needs that much help. Joe Burrow was taking number 1 overall. He's got elite wide receivers. But I just don't think the path to success for Bryce and the path to success for the Panthers are in alignment. I just think the Panthers have too many needs on defense and everywhere else that they're not going to have the assets to be able to allocate to put weapons around Bryce to be successful, because Bryce needs weapons. That's just what I think. But clearly, we can't afford to not do anything but look at defenders in the draft and free agency. It has to be a priority. This cannot go on. Something has to change. Like we can't continue down this road defensively, at least going forward. And I understand we have injuries, but we're still old. We still have guys on expiring contracts, vets. We don't have that many building blocks. We need building blocks. We need building blocks. Something is going on. And shout out to my guy Will Robinson. I'm gonna get the rest of y'all super chat. Appreciate you on the super chat, bro. But he says that Dave isn't telling the complete full story about Bryce. We're missing something. I don't know what it is. Appreciate you, bro. I don't know what it is. I agree. Something's going on. We don't know. Bryce Young, Bryce, do you want to be a starter again? I'm just trying to control what I can control. I'm going to come in, look at the film, do whatever. Dave Canales, he never said that this plan was to bring. He just said that Andy gives us the best chance at winning. He never said that Bryce Young needs to sit down, this, that, whatever. Report came out that David Tepper signed off on Bryce being benched. And then all the reports surrounding that were to give Bryce Young a chance to chill. But at the same time, there's just so many there's so many questions that need to be answered. Like, if they're going to be done with it, which I think after 2 games is tough. He was playing bad, so he needed to be benched. But like, if you're brought in to fix, quote unquote, fix Bryce Young, but you give up on him after 2 games to the point that who knows what's going to happen going forward, it seems weird. It seems weird. So Canales doesn't want to commit to too much too soon on his plans with Bryce. Probably wants to leave his option open. And I agree. I understand. He doesn't want to pigeonhole himself to saying that Bryce Young is whatever. But to me, this is not the most ideal job in the NFL. When you signed up for this, I'm sure part of the job description was what plan do you have to help Bryce Young? That was probably a part of the game plan. I mean, the job description. For better or for worse. So, something's missing. Something, like, we're missing some information, man. And we'll find out. But the comments today, Bryce Young just saying, I'm trying to control what I can control. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, everybody be lying on their resume and their job application. This is true. This is very true. Let me get to these super chats. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Luke Cage, on the big super chat. So an owner that thinks he's going to field a pass-heavy offense when the paradigm is shifting back to defense. Many teams have trouble stopping the run, and we got good RB, and what was a stout interior. I hate it here. Like, we literally be zigging when the NFL is zagging. The NFL is going back to running the ball because everybody's playing this soft shell defense with small linebackers. Everybody's running the ball now. Defense is making a comeback because they force these offenses to keep everything in front of them, and they try to make them execute. And they be like, we don't believe you guys are disciplined enough to run the ball. And it's true. We actually have a good running game, and we're not doing it. We're not. And now we lost a big piece to our interior, the center. It's tough, man. Shout out to my guy Christian again on the super chat. He says all them Bama QBs, they cannot do it without help in the NFL. That's why Mac Jones and BY9 look like shoot. Yeah, Mac Jones is now he that backup. Yeah, I don't know, man. You kind of own to something because Tua's the same way. These guys are point guards. They need weapons. They're point guards, which is fine, I guess. But like, man. Why we can't be different? Why we can't get the one Bama quarterback that don't matter? Well, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts got a bunch of weapons too, though. I'll say that. So, who knows? Michelle Yvette on the super chat said, Priest dunk, consistent problems throughout. And I agree. I want BY9 to go as well. Canales playing him with sus. Let him sit, learn, and leave. Sit, learn, and leave. Yeah, I think it's over here. I think they should get what they can for him. If they can get a third rounder, that would be amazing because these quarterbacks don't go for that. What did they get for? Well, I guess Carson Wentz. He got traded for like 2 seconds or something like that a couple years ago. But like he had a contract and stuff. But just Pickett, he got traded for pretty much nothing. Fields got traded for pretty much nothing. Yeah, get what you can and keep it. If you can get a third and you know he's not the guy, just move on. I just don't think there's any point in dragging it out if he's not going to be your guy. It just doesn't make sense. Just get rid of him and keep it moving. It's fine. Like I said, I've made peace. I've made peace. I've made peace. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly the play that Corbett got hurt on, but I'm not sure what play he got hurt on, but that bicep, he's done. He's probably going to be done. But let's talk about defense real quick because I got to wrap this up. I can't be on here too long, man. I can't do this. I'll be back tomorrow, obviously, with more videos and stuff. But at what point does the team get sold? It ain't happening. Tepper don't want them tax problems. Tepper don't want them tax problems. Tepper not selling that team. He don't want them tax problems. No, Damian hurt his elbow, his UCL. Yeah, I think no matter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Taylor got hurt either. I like injuries are just happening, bro. But let's talk about the defense, man. I talked about like, how did they let DJ Moore go off? Like, why is J.C. Horn not following? Why is he not following DJ Moore? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. We like, and the thing is, man, like a week ago, and they probably still having the conversations. But a week ago, the narrative was like, oh my goodness, the Bears, they made the CJ Stroud mistake. They took the wrong quarterback, and the better quarterback went number 2. That was the narrative because Caleb Williams had looked like poo-poo. But, of course, the good old Carolina Panthers come to town and make everybody look competent on offense. Come one, come all. It's like a drill. We don't even really put up resistance. We're about as resistant as a wet piece of toilet paper. Your defensive line can't get a rush. They up there getting cardio. They can't get close to him. And when they do, they don't want to take him down. People were telling us all that USC stuff that he was doing scrambling around wasn't going to work. It looked like it worked today. We made it look like it works. But it's not. Like any other team in the NFL, that stuff doesn't work on. But it works on the Carolina Panthers. It does. But everybody's going to tell me that injuries are the excuse. And I will say, and somebody mentioned it earlier, I think the Bears made a smart, it was a good game plan. They outcoached us. We have two linebackers in that have not started a game for us. One rookie and Claude Sherlis. The rookie is wearing a green dot. We're hearing all throughout the week that people can't understand what he has to say. He gets too excited. He was tired. So getting the call and communicating those calls had kind of been an issue. They kind of laughed it off because it was something that they needed to work on. So they said, okay, y'all having communication issues. Your floor general, Shaq Thompson, is gone. We're going to go no huddle. We're going to call plays at the line of scrimmage. We're going to force you to call plays on the fly with a guy who's not used to communicating with the whole team. A guy who's not used to wearing that green dot with live action going on. It was brilliant. They started off a little shaky, but once the Bears started going no huddle, we had nothing for them. Pass rush couldn't get there. The run was gashing us with DeAndre Swift. DJ Moore was going crazy. It was a brilliant game plan. You knew the communication were going to be an issue. And they were unprepared. The team looked unprepared on both sides of the football. Somebody just said it. We had 12 men in the huddle on both sides. 12 men in the huddle on offense and then 12 on the field on defense. You're unprepared. The communication is off. Something's not sticking. It doesn't take talent to line up correctly. It doesn't take talent to hustle off the field. It doesn't take talent to not arm tackle. It doesn't take talent to communicate in the secondary and not blow coverages. So don't tell me that there were injuries that was the reason why this defense is just so bad when the fundamentals are wrong. The fundamentals is coaching. Yeah, better players are going to help bridge that gap. But if we're having fundamental issues consistently, something's wrong. Like the blown coverages predate the injuries. We had blown coverages the first drive of the season against the Saints. Remember that. We blew a coverage to Rashid Shaheed. Who was hurt then? Everybody was healthy then. So the injuries can't be an excuse then if we're seeing the same issues consistently. The Chargers, Derrick Brown was hurt, okay, but a miscommunication on a Quentin Johnson touchdown in the end zone. He was wide open for his second touchdown. Today, DJ Moore getting lost in coverage. Miscommunication. JC is pointing, thinking they're going to pass off men on crossing routes, and we don't. DJ Moore's wide open, touchdown. Like, how consistent do these issues have to be regardless of who's out there for people to realize they're real issues? It's not just, it's lazy to just chalk it up to defense. It's lazy. You're being nice. It's a convenient excuse. Yes, the injuries and the lack of talent were going to limit what we were, but you can't tell me that you had predicted us to be historically bad. We've given up the most points in the first 5 games of the season in franchise history. I saw that. It was 196 yards, 196 points. 196 points. And that was before even the game was final. The most, like, we're being historically bad. No, you can't tell me that you thought we were going to be, people are like, oh, I knew we were going to be bad on defense just because, ooh. I mean, I did too. But even I didn't think we would be historically bad. One of the worst defenses ever. Definitely in franchise history by far. We're pushing for the league. We're pushing for league lows, league history lows. And like I said, I'm just gonna push back on the defense. We didn't gut the defense, man. I just don't think we gutted the defense. Dante Jackson. Most people didn't like Dante Jackson anyway, but his contract was expensive. We were gonna get rid of him. We didn't get rid of Dante Jackson because we just got lucky that Deontay was available to trade and we were able to get something in return. We announced that we were going to probably cut Dante Jackson, but lo and behold, a trade worked out. So we ended up shipping him off. That wasn't gutting it. We were just going to get rid of Dante, overpriced for the ability and the injuries he had. Dante wasn't like somebody that, oh, we got to fall on the sword and get rid of Dante because we had to allocate stuff towards on offense. No. Dante was expensive. He was getting hurt, and he wasn't living up to the bill anymore. Frankie Louvu. We didn't let Frankie Louvu walk. Frankie Louvu got an offer. We tried to sign Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu did not want to play in this system. Frankie Louvu wanted to play in Dan Quinn's system. Frankie Louvu is balling. Frankie Louvu's team is 4-1. Frankie Louvu looks like a smart man. We didn't gut Frankie Louvu and say, oh, we can't pay Frankie because we have to spend this money on offense. No, Frankie Louvu got an offer. Frankie Louvu said no. Frankie Louvu left. We didn't gut the defense. Brian Burns. They wanted to sign Brian Burns. Dan Morgan said it at the combine. We want to get to an offer. The Brian Burns just asked for an amount of money that we didn't want to pay. We had desire to keep Brian Burns around. And if we didn't just gut the defense and get rid of Brian Burns because we wanted to get as much as possible because we didn't get a great return. Obviously, it's looking like, okay, fair because Brian Burns hasn't produced thus far. But at the time, Brian Burns stock, we could have got more than what we got. But we did not want to get rid of Brian Burns. Jeremy Chin was not being used whatsoever. He was a personal protector. Do not say that we gutted Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin was not coming back anyway. He was a free agent. He was not being used. Jeremy Chin was not coming back. Von Bell was just cut for dead money. We didn't say we didn't really gain any salary cap for cutting Von Bell. Word on the street is Von Bell wasn't really getting down with the new regime. Von Bell may or may not have been in the right state of mind to be for this new regime. Adam Thielen said it. Von Bell didn't really want. It seemed like he wanted to be here. He's back on the Bengals now. So it's just hard for me to say that we gutted the defense. I don't think we gutted the defense. They tried to get Frankie. They tried to get Brian. Brian, it didn't work out. They traded him. They got what they could. They didn't. If they were just trying to deal top priority assets to gut the defense to do something on offense, they wouldn't have offered Frankie. They wouldn't have tried to work out a deal with Brian. They would have got more on the trade. What difference did they make? You said it's a lot of names that I clicked off that made a difference. What difference did they make? We weren't good our defense wasn't good last year. Our defense was not good last year. Same thing. We had a bad red zone defense. People want to say we were fourth in total defense. Our defense was good last year. We were fourth in total defense. We had 11 takeaways. The stuff that matters, we had 11 takeaways. We had 11 turnovers last year. That's nuts. That's bad. That's bad. But it's the same issues. The Panthers have the worst red zone defense in the league currently. Last year, we were bottom 5. We were bottom 5 in red zone defense. This year, we're giving up a touchdown on 91% of drives. Our defense is way better. Of course, our defense is one of the worst ever in franchise history. It's not hard to be better. What are we talking about? It's not hard to be better than the worst ever. So saying that our defense was better last year is not a hot take. It's not a hot take. I mean, Dalton's going to stay. It is what it is. Dalton's going to stay in for the foreseeable future. I can see Bryce coming in after the bye when we're really cooked. But, like, anytime we play a respectable defense, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. This is how it's going to be. We have an average offense with a great running game that we don't use. That's just what we are. And we have a horrible defense. It's not our offense is not good enough to carry the team. We'll some bottom feeders. We'll be able to put up some points and make it interesting. But anybody with a respectable defense is gonna kill us. That's just what it is. Our defense isn't stopping anybody. Maybe we'll get some turnovers, but our defense isn't stopping anybody. So anytime we face a defense that's good, it is what it is. It's going to be like this. We gave up almost 100 yards rushing in the first half yet again. Yet again. Clowney gets hurt. We really ain't had no pass rush before then. And then Clowney gets hurt. Now it's just, like I said, it's cardio out there. Apparently he hurt his shoulder. Apparently he'll be good for next week. They just held him out. They threw in the towel. Because they held out Excel. They held out Clowney. Bro. It's like I said, man, like, it's just a convenient excuse. The injuries, the lack of talent on defense, it's just a convenient excuse. Bad tackling, blown coverages, missed assignments, miscommunication. Those have been consistent no matter who's in there. It was just magnified today because of the injuries. Said, why did we choose this team? I don't know, man. It chose us. It's tough, man. This is tough. But I just want to. Let me get to the super chat. Said Canales is getting out coached by regular coaches. KC gonna put up 137 points on the Panthers. The Panthers. Nah, 137 points, man. It might be time to burn. It might be time to burn it down. We give up 137. Might be time to burn it down. So we play Washington in 2 weeks. Oh, shout out to me. Appreciate you on the super chat, bro. So when we play Washington in 2 weeks, they might run for 250 to 300 on us. We're gonna see what Jaden Daniels do. Jaden Daniels looking good, man. It's I haven't really seen their defense, but another opportunity for blood and guts with Frankie and Jeremy Chin, who have been making plays. Another blood and guts game. Yeah, they out there getting cardio, bro. The D line getting cardio. They've been trying to burn it down. Tepper can't even burn it down. So you're saying Tepper can't even strike a match, huh? He can't even burn it down the right way. But I want to close up, man, on the fight, the squabble. Um, yeah, Jaden Daniels balling. He's really in MVP conversations, which is wild to me. Um, yeah, our defense is cooked. It's week 5. It's so bad, bro. This is so bad, bro. This is so bad. It's so bad, man. Like people are like, oh, I'll take a bad defense if our offense is in tank. Like, bro, we were knocking off bad defenses. Like the Bengals, they gave up 38 today to Lamar Jackson and them. They're not a good defense. And then the Raiders, their defense is horrible. It's bad, man. You said Tepper's Bic was out of fluid, out of lighter fluid. can't even can't even light it. Say, hope Marquise Haynes can give us something this week. We desperate, bro. We need something from Marquise. I would hope, but don't get your hopes up, man. But yeah, man. J.C. Horn, man. The miscommunication can be on both. It can be on both. Because, like, you got to stress the communication in practice. You got to show them different things they need to communicate on. You have to have answers for certain situations where communication is needed. But it's also on the players. The players have to communicate too, but the players have to be aware of the scenarios when the communication is supposed to happen and when that communication, like, if they were supposed to pass it off, Mike Jack should have known. If they weren't, JC was in the wrong. But why did JC think that? Something wasn't being communicated. Just like week 1, the long pass that everybody thought was JC's fault, but it ended up being the safety's fault. Miscommunication. But like we can't get pressure. So it's putting a lot of pressure on our secondary. Our secondary is not good enough because we rely on our safeties a lot to help in the running game. Even though we can't stop the running game anyway, and it's a never ending cycle. We try to blitz. Blitzes, the people that we do blitz, they're block magnets. So they can't get home. That means there's less people in coverage, and then you're making your defense and secondary even more vulnerable. Well, I don't think JC. No, JC's not, because JC's making. If that's the case, JC wouldn't be making all these tackles in the run game. JC done made more tackles in the run game this year than I've ever seen him do it. So he's not protecting himself. If he was protecting himself, he wouldn't be mixing it up in the run. But I just thought that, man, the fight. I understand the dude went too far. JC, he can't throw a punch, but he did. But I appreciate the guys coming to defend each other. When Buddy got a cheap shot on JC, DJ Johnson and Nick Scott came and cleaned bruh up. The squabbling happened. I appreciate them defending each other. And I really can't stand Jonathan Vilma. Why didn't they do this during the game? Why were they trying to fight now? Why didn't they do this during the game? Like, you would think Jonathan Vilma never played football the way he talks in the booth, bro. You would think he'd never played football before in his life. You can see the play. You see the guy instigating with JC. You see JC Horn retaliating. JC Horn was the second guy. He gets caught. But another guy takes a cheap shot on him. You're going to tick up for your teammates. That's just the way it is. A guy that was part of a team that had a bounty on football players to get them hurt does not understand how things can get testy, emotional, physical, the level of aggression that's out there. You would have think Jonathan Vilma would have never played ball in his life. Yeah, Vilma is a hater, bro. Vilma is a hater, bro. I'm so done with him, dude. Him and dang Rondé Barber can get, bro. Both him and Rondé Barber, I want them banned from Panthers games. Him and Rondé Barber, I want them banned from Panthers games. Or Tiki, whoever one of them twins. One of them twins. Real question, will we win another game? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe the Giants. But it's bad. But I got to get off here, man. I got to go. It should be a shame, man. Should be a shame. We need new commentators, bro. That's just petty, but like they're annoying. You would think, like I said, you would think we never play ball. If we win 2 games this year, we make boycott. Man, listen, I might start doing food reviews like Keith Lee. I gotta find an alternative content plan. I might start doing food reviews or fitness content. Who knows? I need a backup plan for this content stuff. But all right, man, let me get up off here. Love you guys. See you later. Keep pounding. We'll be back next week. Same bad time, same bad place. Y'all make sure y'all check out the videos that's coming this week. It's going to be bad. I'm not going to lie to you. I got a film breakdown. It's going to be bad. All right? Love y'all.